morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. This world is getting so cold. I wanna keep running like a soldier. Somebody must have touched my soul, 'cause there ain't no stopping till it's over. I wanna get up out my chair, 'cause everybody's getting so lazy. Don't want nobody touch my hair, 'cause a lot of sisters acting too crazy. And them not tough like this, rough like this, and them not nice like this. Some can't take it when you talk true sense. Rather hear the words that glorify nonsense. Yes, and I got my brains, and I'm pretty like my mama. I don't wanna pick your brains, I just want the microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. I wanna share my love, but it's gotta be with someone who's precious. You're never gonna get my love, accepting that you're real, real precious. You're never gonna cramp my style, baby, 'cause I get a lot of pleasure. And if you wanna test my style, you better have a whole lot of measure. 'Cause I'm a rock back chick, never tag along, then never look back chick. Trendy, a little crazy, intelligently singing rock back chick. No sticks, no stones, or any kind of weapon don't belong here. I don't wanna break no bones, I just want a microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning, good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Want the microphone, morning. I just want the microphone, morning, morning. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. This world is getting so cold. I wanna keep running like a soldier. Somebody must have touched my soul, 'cause there ain't no stopping till it's over. I wanna get up out my chair, 'cause everybody's getting so lazy. Don't want nobody touch my hair, 'cause a lot of sisters acting too crazy. And them not tough like this, rough like this, and them not nice like this. Some can't take it when you talk true sense. Rather hear the words that glorify nonsense. Yes, and I got my brains, and I'm pretty like my mama. I don't wanna pick your brains, I just want the microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. I wanna share my love, but it's gotta be with someone who's precious. You're never gonna get my love, accepting that you're real, real precious. You're never gonna cramp my style, baby, cause I get a lot of pleasure. And if you wanna test my style, you better have a whole lot of measure. Cause I'm a rock back chick, never tag along the never look back chick. Trendy, a little crazy, intelligently singing rock back chick. No sticks, no stones, or any kind of weapon don't belong here. I don't wanna break no bones, I just want a microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, 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 good morning. Want a microphone, morning. I just want a microphone, morning. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This world is getting so cold, I wanna keep running like a soldier. Somebody must have touched my soul, cause there ain't no stopping till it's over. I wanna get up out my chair, cause everybody's getting so lazy. Don't want nobody touch my hair, cause a lot of sisters acting too crazy. And them not tough like this, rough like this, and them not nice like this. Some can't take it when you talk true sense, rather hear the words that glorify nonsense. Yes, and I got my brains, and I'm pretty like my mama. I don't wanna pick your brains, I just want the microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I wanna share my love, but it's gotta be with someone who's precious. You're never gonna get my love, accepting that you're real, real precious. You're never gonna cramp my style, baby, cause I get a lot of pleasure. And if you wanna test my style, you better have a whole lot of measure. Cause I'm a rock back chick, never tag along the never look back chick. Trendy, a little crazy, intelligently singing rock back chick. No sticks, no stones, or any kind of weapon don't belong here. I don't wanna break no bones, I just want a microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, 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 good morning. When you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to Tobago Updates. Yeah. Hi, good morning. Welcome to Tobago Updates. That's all. What on you?
you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome to Tobago Update.
My glasses in that bag. Can't go.
Hi, good morning.
Look at my back. Would you look at my back, please? You have to take first and then bring for me? No, take this and this one, please. Yeah, thanks.
Yes. I know, right?
He looks quite fair. You stayed out of the sun this weekend.
I didn't imagine I was properly in there.
Not through this. Go ahead. I can hear you now. Oh, Jesus. Just now, eh?
Yeah. When you drop the headroom, when you are just sitting. Alright. You want to check food, right? Julian, that's kind of. What do you tell? What do you choose to do? Julian good? Yeah.
Check 1, 2.
Great.
My baseball. Yeah, it's a good thing I just when Julian went on.
Testing yourself.
Smile on your face.
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah, check 1, 2.
Oh, God,
Yes,
so they are begging for this fan right in the corner. This
You
fan
feeling warm?
right here.
He needs something.
Yeah. That's us?
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning.
Like in this
Good morning, morning.
Julian, what is our banter about this morning? Nomination day today.
PM's announcement that he's going back to Parliament. State of
put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
This is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Julian, it is a beautiful Monday morning. It seems to be a little bit overcast from where we sit. However, I think today's going to be a good day.
Indeed it is, indeed it is. And I told persons this morning I'm not wasting any time because we have had a lineup of birthday celebrations over the weekend. I want to send out birthday blessings and greetings to Avanel Gray, Lyndon Bacchus, my uncle Gilbert, happy birthday to you. Tintin Jack also celebrating a birthday over the course of the weekend. Kavi Jack also celebrating a birthday, and I want to bring it forward to today, sending birthday greetings to Nicola Williams out in Guyana, as well as to Kaylan Pitt celebrating a birthday yesterday, and we have Daniel Wilson celebrating a birthday today, and I'm sure he's out in Barbados viewing the live. We trust that all of you all had an enjoyable birthday weekend, and particularly to those celebrating birthdays today, we trust that you will indeed have an enjoyable day. This is your birthday greetings coming to you from the Tobago Updates family here on the morning show. Ria, today, the 15th of November, is also nomination day in Tobago for the upcoming Tobago House of Assembly elections that's carded for December 6th, 2021.
Exactly so, and during the program this morning, we are going to be going live from various points throughout Tobago to see what's happening, so we will be able to bring coverage to our viewers.
Excellent, and I'm certain that the viewers are looking forward to that opportunity. Well, this weekend didn't stop short at all of the many activities. We started with some announcements happening from the Prime Minister, where he would have spoken to the SOE.
That's right. So he will be going back to the Parliament this week to stop the state of emergency. Now, the question is on the ground, Julian, does this stopping of the state of emergency have anything to do with the upcoming THA elections?
Well, that's a big question on the ground. Is it convenient? Because this is about, what, 10 or 12 days earlier than expected in terms of the announcement.
And then with the increase in COVID numbers, the Prime Minister is still pushing for this ceasing of the state of emergency. So you begin to ask yourself, I mean, what is really behind this? I'm just saying.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to seeing what will come out from the Parliament on Wednesday, because we have heard some resistance to it. But of course, the opposition in true form responds accordingly, and sometimes you can't be sure what would come out ultimately. But we look forward to seeing what the outcome is. We would have also seen on the campaign trail this weekend, as expected, the political parties are picking up pace, so to speak. We have seen meetings coming from the PNM in terms of hosting meetings over the course of this weekend, as well as the PDP hosting their interfaith, their Thanksgiving service, in terms of really preparing, as the deputy political leader said, in terms of preparing themselves to go into this election season. And what was interesting for me is seeking, as he indicated, that he particularly asked all the interfaith persons presenting themselves that they're not just praying for the PDP candidates, but they're praying for the candidates in general. And in fact, he called each leader by name in terms of praying for them. And that's the kind of unity we want to see, because at the end of the day, we got to live together in this space.
All right, so lots more coming up on the program this morning. So very quickly here, we've got quite an interesting interview coming up after the break this morning. In fact, we will be chatting with Franca Cordner, the PNM prospective candidate for Palliative Lands for Me and Space Side. And so it's going to be Frank with Franca coming up just after the break.
Correct, and it's always important to recognize the youngest candidate in the lineup here within the Tobago House of Assembly election. We will then follow by having discussions with Janae Campbell, president of the Tobago Youth Council, giving her perspective on the upcoming THA elections 2021. And just as Ria would have indicated, we wrapped this morning show.
Yeah, with Gail Ashley, who's going to be, well, she's our Tobago Updates correspondent. She's going to be on the program with us, giving us some feedback on what's been happening on the ground.
All right. So viewers, there we have it. That's our lineup for this morning. And we know that there's been much more happening in the Tobago space over the course of the weekend. But don't worry, we will check into these things as we go through the week. At this point, viewers, we want to thank all of you that have joined us live online. Those of you watching via TV, we want to encourage you to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Whoa! It's the Quartz Black Friday sale. With the best-selling brands, best deals, and best offers all month long. You don't want to miss your chance to save on wow deals. Save on smart TVs, major appliances, furniture, bedroom and dining, with lots more to choose from. Shop today with Quartz Ready Finance and pay nothing for 90 days. Don't miss this Black Friday sales event. Only at Quartz, bringing value home.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Viewers, welcome back to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. It's Frank with Franca at this time. Viewers, we'd like you to, help us welcome this morning Franca A. Cordner. She is the prospective PNM candidate for Palatovere Lance for Me Speyside. She's on our program this morning to tell it all. Good morning and welcome to you, Franca.
Hi, good morning, Maria, and good morning, Tobago. I hope, of course, you're all tuning in and listening to what I have to say this morning, because I know there's a lot, and of course, there's a lot that I have to address.
Yes.
Also. So.
Well, before we get into that, now we see Franca A. Cordner. What does the A stand for?
Well, Franca A. Cordner, actually, that's my middle name, which is Akimba.
Akimba?
Yeah.
Okay.
My grandmother gave me that name. She said that it means strength, and for me to always endure until the end of time.
Well, how applicable is that at this point?
Yeah, right.
All right, well, let's get into things. Now, there's a lot happening in the Tobago space. Hot topics coming off the table here this morning with you, particularly a video that's been circulating with you, lashing out against the Chief Secretary, past and present. Explain to the viewers Franco, what was happening in your head, in your space? Where did this come from? What happened there?
Well, of course, this happened in May. Earlier up in this year it happened. Of course, it was on a Twitter space where there were a couple young persons sharing their opinions and so forth. And of course, I am frank with Franca. And I am, of course, the voice for the voiceless. Okay. And I saw it as an opportunity to highlight certain issues that are affecting our young persons. Of course, at the time, I was not privy to certain information. So knowledge is key, and then when you find out certain things, and then your views changed. And of course, the People's National Movement practiced democracy inside of the party. So of course, I am allowed to speak out on certain issues, even if the issues are coming from the People's National Movement, and that's a good thing. Democracy inside of a party is good for me because knowing me, I love to speak, I love talking about issues that affects young persons and of course Tobago in its entirety. Right. So of course that was a moment where I felt a certain way, and of course there were a lot of youths in the forum saying how they feel, and I addressed certain issues, of course, because I am frank with Franca.
Now, looking back, do you still feel that way? Do you still feel the same way that you did back in May when these statements were made?
Of course not, because what happens, of course, the Chief Secretary and I are actually good friends. So, of course, I meet out to him and we spoke about it. I mean, I had certain issues, and then he said to me, well, he actually told me to read the autonomy bill and what it's about and etc. And of course, I engaged in reading the autonomy bill. So certain remarks I made, the autonomy bill was dealing with that. Right. And of course, we didn't get to go through with the autonomy bill because of the opposition and of course the UNC in Trinidad and all of that. But the autonomy bill speaks on Tobago making its own laws and policies, right, of course, that would benefit Tobagonians in the long run. But of course, we back at zero, right, because the autonomy bill wasn't allowed to.
I think we're interested in finding out how did these statements augur with the Chief Secretary? I mean, yes, you all may be friends, but how did it augur with the party, the Chief Secretary? Now you are sitting in this seat where you are saying, this is the party that I want to stand and represent. I want to be a part of. How did it go over with them?
Well, of course, the People's National Movement practice democracy. It allows all it. I mean, popular beliefs. People believe that the people's national movement, you cannot speak out. But I am, of course, the example of speaking out, and I'm, of course, I'm still here. I am now the prospective candidate, right, for Palliative Lansemy and Speyside. So that shows that the People's National Movement, of course, understand that there are young persons or even persons on a whole who would have certain issues within the party. And of course, this was in May. So and of course, they still chose me. So it shows that the People's National Movement, of course, believes in democracy.
Was it public then?
Yes, of course it was public. Okay. It was public. It was actually all over social media, but of course I am now deeply involved in politics, so now it's highlighted more than it was before.
All right, so tell us a little bit about Franca. Now, all we have to go on is what we see on social media, but who is Franca A. Cordner really?
Well, first of all, lots of persons don't actually know the real Franca. But the truth is, of course, and what I'm going to say here, of course, it makes me emotional because where I came from to where I'm now, I am very happy of my growth. Of course, I lost my mom when I was 4. Or even, no, I think I was, the thing is, I don't even know when she died because she left me with my grandmother, in the care of my grandmother, my paternal grandparents, actually. And my dad died when, and of course...
Take your time. Take your time.
And of course, my dad died when I was 11. So I was adopted by my my paternal grandparents, which is Edna Cordner Grant and Randolph Grant.
Okay.
So life was
Go ahead.
Life was, of course, not easy for me, as I had to grow up with no parents in my life. And it's, of course, there when I learned, and that's when I started to recognize that I needed to not ever let a young person felt how I felt, or any person for that matter. Because, of course, growing up without parents in your life is very difficult. Of course, there would be times when I'd be alone. It's at times that, that I would cry myself to sleep. And of course, I could have chosen any other path, because growing up without parents is like no hope for you. Losing both parents is like, what happens next? Right. And of course, when I was younger, my grandmother, well, I had a problem with my tonsils. They were stuck together. And of course, my grandmother, she prayed and asked God to save my life, and she would give me to him. And of course, I'm walking in that part now, because I didn't, she and all didn't probably understand what God was going to, what she was praying for, and what God was going to do with me. And of course, I could sit here and I could proudly say that God is directing me, of course, in the right path. And I'm ready for this journey, because I love to serve people. If you know me, I will always give my last to persons. I will go on the block and I will advocate and tell young people, if I could do it, then you could do it too. Okay. And yeah.
All right. What are some of the things that you plan to address for your residents? What are some of your plans for your residents?
Well, of course, let me just catch myself. Well, of course, I wholeheartedly believe in the SME, which is small, medium, the small, medium enterprise. Right. Right. So, of course, I believe wholeheartedly also that the business sector in my electoral district can grow largely.
And we're talking here, Speyside, or Palatoville, and for me, Speyside.
Of course, the most beautiful electoral district. And of course, I'm boasting because it's true. So, yes. And I believe wholeheartedly, of course, that the business sector could grow with the help of course, the fishermen, the farmers. I believe holistically, we could be on the right track once we do business proposals, etc. Because one of the things I recognize on one of my walks to Castara, because of course Castara is not too heavily dependent on THA per se. And I said, how we all do it over here? And one of them said, love. We love each other. We support each other. And that is one of the things that I want to bring back into my electoral district. Love. And because what happens, I always believe that one hand cannot clap. Right. My grandmother always tells me that. She says, you need people. And my community, of course, needs to come back to that age where there is love, where there is togetherness. Because if we speak in development in an electoral district, then we need to speak love and togetherness. And we need to come back at that place to start the process of development and the process of going forward. Because, of course, I cannot do it alone. So I will need the help of my electoral district. So let's, this is a clarion call. So let's do it together. And I'm sure my 4 year, well, if I'm elected, of course, that we will be on a journey to proper development and sustainable development.
Okay, now one final question here before I hand over to Julian. The public wants to know, what is the relationship between you and Farley? How would you do, what is that relationship like now?
Of course, Farley played an integral role in my development. Of course, he was my school teacher. And of course, I have a lot of respect for Mr. Augustine. In fact, when I was nominated and when I passed the screening process, he was one of the first persons to congratulate me. He shared the sentiments that even if it is in this election, one of us wins, he know that Tobago would be in good hands. Because of course, he groomed me, he played an integral role in grooming me for this. However, Farley I think that just like how I know for a fact that God calls me for service, I believe that Farley's calling is to be a teacher. Because I mean, look at me. Farley's a good teacher. Farley played, of course, a very integral role in where I am today. So, of course, I have a lot of respect for Mr. Augustine, and I know that he has a lot of respect for me too. But Farley just needs to give me the chance now to proceed in what he groomed me for and proceed in what he know that God ordained in heaven for me. And he could walk in, of course, his ordainment as a teacher, because that's where he glows. And everybody knows it. When you take a look at Speyside Secondary School, you will realize that it's missing something. And of course, what it's missing is Farley.
So you're saying he needs to go back to school?
Of course, he needs to. And when you look at Farley's teaching record, you will realize that, of course, Farley made an impact in teaching. When you look at his record in service and representation, he didn't make an impact. So teaching is Farley's calling.
All right. Well, we're going to leave it there for this time. We've got to take a break. Coming up, Julian is going to be chatting with Franca A. Cordner, so viewers, stay tuned.
This was crazy.
Whoa! It's the Quartz Black Friday sale. With the best-selling brands, best deals, and best offers all month long. You don't want to miss your chance to save on wow deals. Save on smart TVs, major appliances, furniture, bedroom and dining, with lots more to choose from. Shop today with Quartz Ready Finance and pay nothing for 90 days. Don't miss this Black Friday sales event. Only at Quartz, bringing value home.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning. Good morning.
Good morning, viewers. It's 7:23 a.m. and this is the Tobago Updates morning show coming to you live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. This morning in this segment, we continue the conversation with Franca Cordner, the candidate for the People's National Movement for the Palatevere Lansfamy Speyside seat. Good morning, Franca.
Good morning, Julian.
As we continue the conversation this morning, some of the things we want to chat about, and it's even coming up on social media, people want to know the plans. Let me start off by commending you as a young person, because it's no secret that I'm very passionate about youth development. And as a young person taking this kind of dive into the political arena, kudos to you in that regard. But let's chat a little bit about some of the plans that you see specifically for Palatevere, Lansfamy and Speyside, and we could look at it in the first instance from the context of youth development.
Right. First of all, youth development, of course, is a passion of mine, and this is exactly one of the reasons why I decided to get into politics. Because one of the things is that when I walk about in my electoral district, they will say things like, it's about time a young person sits at the head table and of course make decisions and policies that will benefit us as young persons. They will tell me things like, there are too many older persons making decisions on behalf of us. And of course, Julian, based on the things that I've went through, I could be able to relate to a lot of persons in my electoral district, whether it is the young persons, the older folks, well, like grandparents, etc. So I understand some of the challenges they go through. One of the things, of course, is the issue of unemployment. And what I want to do, Julian, is to implement, of course, a financial literacy program and so forth. My reason for this, of course, is because a lot of young persons know how to get money, but they don't know how to handle the money. So financial literacy, of course, is one of the main things. And of course, talking about generational wealth. In a lot of communities, of course, and not the black community, in other communities, generational wealth is a main thing where it's where of course parents will hand down things to to their children, of course,
next generation.
And of course, in the black community, there's not that. So one of the things I want to advocate for is, that generational wealth is a serious thing, and of course it gives us as young person a start. So what I want to do, of course, is one of the things I want to do is to implement, to talk to young persons about various businesses that they want to start up. Of course, including the financial literacy conversation. So it's not just making money, it's about keeping the money and investing the money elsewhere. So the topic of investment and so forth, of course, will be in the conversation with financial literacy. Of course, one of the things that's happening now, of course, with COVID-19 and the pandemic, and of course, Julian, I'm a young mother, so I understand, of course, some of the challenges that mothers or fathers are facing in the household, where it is that they have challenges doing online learning and so forth. So I want to partner with NGOs like the police, youth clubs, etc., so that parents can get a safe space. Of course, the political leader of the People's National Movement spoke about it. She spoke about daycare for single mothers and mothers who don't get a salary, a proper salary, of course. The salary below $2,000 also, well, daily paid or daily rated workers.
So one of the things we want to chat about as well is the scope or the geography of the electoral district. It spans, I think it's an early part of Delaford, going into Speyside, etc., and going right across to the north side. Now, that in itself is a wide scope. Tell us, how do you propose to be able to, to effectively and consistently reach out to engage with those persons? Because, we live in a space where there is the natural feeling that my area representative has to be at everything. So whether it is a wake, whether it is a harvest, whether it is a funeral, etc., you have to be at everything. How do you propose to do that in terms of reaching out to ensure that nobody feels as if they are not left behind?
Okay, so one of the things I want to do is delegate responsibility. Of course, whereas I am as the representative, I don't have to be everywhere at one time, because of course I am just one person. So I want to delegate responsibility, whereas of course, Julian, you know that you are a person in the community who young persons look up to and who elders look up to. So the thing is, when I delegate responsibility, of course, I'll be choosing persons like yourself. I'm not, because you're not in my electoral district, but I'm just using you, of course. I love the East. Go ahead. As an example. So, of course, those are one of the things I want to identify persons that are, what was the word to use? That are influencers, per se, in their communities, and make them, of course, my understudies. So one of the persons, of course, I will look at in Speyside will be Adriel Wheeler, because, of course, Adriel is in the Youth Assembly, and, of course, he have political, well, he wants to eventually get into politics. So one of the things I want to do is understudies and delegate responsibility, whereas I use the young persons in my community who have political aspirations to help me in that aspect. And of course, you know, that as a representative, you can't be everywhere. So, of course, that's one of the things I want to do, and I think that every other representative should take that into consideration, because I believe that every single person in the electoral district deserves good representation.
Tell me how you feel about the fact I was up there for the Blue Food in its current configuration, because I don't miss an opportunity to head to the north side or to the beautiful countryside in the east, as I like to call it, to rock back and relax for a bit. But I was up there, and one of the things that people would have raised naturally is that far east and far north have not seen the kind of attention that they should have over the course of the period under what we would consider PNM administration. We saw in recent times, over the last 4 years, where there have been a lot of development that happened within the Roxborough space and so on. But how do you propose to bring about a greater level of focus, particularly to your electoral district, when dealing with now the greater number of 15, in terms of 15 electoral districts? If you are successful, how do you propose to put the government, put the THA in a position where there is a greater level of focus and giving more to the electoral district?
Well, of course, Julian, I am frank with Franca. And one of the things that the People's National Movement knew when they selected me is that I would advocate for the electorate, and of course, in my electoral district. I am one who would not sit idly by and, of course, watch my electoral district not benefit from anything at all. Of course, I will sit in the assembly, I will sit at the table, at the head table, and everything that I want my electoral district to be a part of. I will advocate for the tourism sector to start to develop, because of course my electoral district is heavily bent on tourism. Speyside is beautiful, Charlottesville is beautiful, Palativia is beautiful, Castara is beautiful. So I would advocate for the tourism sector to be developed. Because there are a lot of persons, of course, Julian, in my electoral district that want to be farmers, fishermen. And I don't just want it to be an issue where it's just farmers and I as a farmer or as a fisherman. I want them to know that they are businessmen. And of course, I would be advocating for them to be a part of a bigger cause, whereas they could be able to sell their fishes on a wider scale, whether internationally or regionally. And it's the same for the farmers. And of course, there's the hotel that is being constructed in Speyside. So that's what I'm talking about. Proper development about to happen in the countryside. And then there's the micro enterprise, the micro mall in Charlottesville. So that's what I'm talking about. And of course, I will continue on that legacy of the People's National Movement. I mean, it's 20 years of development, sustainable development, and of course, 20 more years as we continue down that line.
I want to ask you, Franca, we have seen where, or let me put it this way, do you think that this election is one that will be primarily determined by the undecided and the younger generation that have just entered that realm of now considering and making a determination? And I make the point because I've always said, coming out of just about 10 months ago for a THA election, which came down 6-6, it is very likely that those who are PNM will remain PNM and those who are PDP will remain PDP based on coming out for the vote. My question is, how critical do you think the role will be, particularly for young persons making the determination as to who would take charge in going forward for this December 6, 2021 election?
Well, of course, Julian, and I'm speaking for, of course, my party. The issue of change was raised, that we need a change of party. But the People's National Movement has changed candidates. And I know some people may say, yes, they changed candidates, but what happened to those who driving the force behind? And of course, that's not true, because if you know my political leader, Miss Tracy Davidson Celestine, she is a woman, of course, who believes in development. If you look at her track record in service, of course, in the electoral district that I'm running for, she has a beautiful track record of service, one that actually speaks for itself. Because if you go to the east and you ask about Tracy, a matter of fact, on my walkabouts, they will tell you that Tracy has played an integral role in the development sector of my electoral district. And of course, Julian, the young persons, when I decided to get into politics and I decided to put my foot forward, I was thinking about the young persons. Because as I said before, I believe that it's about time, of course, a young person sits at the head table and make decisions on policies. I mean, come on. Even I have my own challenges sometimes. We as young person have our own challenges sometimes. And it's about time I could sit and say, hey, nah, that is not what we young people want. Or sit and say, yes, this is what our young people want. Because, of course, if we are the future, Julian, then there is somebody there. And, of course, I want a lot of young people to get involved in politics. And, of course, Julian, in the future, I really would love to see you on the political front. Because the truth is, and I know that a lot of young persons might be watching my journey and thinking, nah, boy, that journey real hard. Look at how they bashing Frank and she trying to make a change just for us. I want them to not lose hope. Because at the end of the day, if you want change, it begins with you. And I decided, of course, to go to the forefront and be that change that I want to see.
Certainly, I agree, and I'm seeing also joining us on the live. Good morning, Adriel Wheeler. Good morning, Kenton John. It's like the entire East has come out in support. Good morning. We're happy to have you on the Tobago Updates morning show. Franca, one of the things that you spoke to in that Twitter space, because of course it's something that I follow as well, paying attention to what's happening currently, would have been the connection between that relationship with the Tobago House of Assembly and the central government. And let's be frank, there have been some fundamental issues with that where Tobago has not been able to derive maximum benefit. The former Prime Minister indicated at one point what Tobago wants, Tobago will get. Yes. And if that came from a Prime Minister that was not Tobagonians, people expected 10 times more when we actually have a Prime Minister that is from Tobago. How do you foresee that changing to really seeing Tobago benefiting in the way that it should in terms of that connection between the THA and the central government?
Well, of course, Julian, recently, of course, I addressed that. Well, I addressed it a little bit, but not into depth. The thing about it is the autonomy bill. When you read the autonomy bill, of course, you would realize that it literally telling you that what Tobago would benefit, whether to make their own laws, because the issue of COVID-19, where Trinidad had COVID cases on a rise and Tobago didn't have COVID cases, that was a big issue because everybody was saying, shut down Trinidad and open up Tobago. So in the autonomy bill, there's a law, of course, where it states that Tobago could make their own laws and implement them, etc. And I think, of course, that's the road that we need. Of course, the bill didn't pass because of the opposition rejection, and of course, the opposition not the opposition in Tobago, because of course that's stalemate, so there's no opposition. But of course, the other party in Tobago was against it for reasons that actually, for me personally, made no sense. Because of course, if we're talking about Tobago development and Tobago moving forward into a different direction, how it is that when Tobago is proceeding to have a certain type of independence, that is a major issue. And of course, I was very hurt because I know, of course, I was saying that Farley and I are good friends. And I know Farley, and I know that Farley is for the, Farley loves, and he loves Tobago on a whole, and he likes to see development, etc. So when it is that Farley joined, of course, with his leader and go against the autonomy bill, I was displeased. And that is why, of course, that is exactly one of the reasons I decided, and I said, you know what? Let me just put this to an end. It's about time that Tobago have a the East have a representative that is for the people, because of course one of my mantras is service before self. And I always say, you know, it's always service before self. And once every single politician on this island could could realize that, of course, it's people before party and so forth, then, of course, we are heading into the right direction of development on this island.
Franca, you have touched on a topic there, but we would need more time to have that kind of discussion. I want to indicate as well, or to raise the fact that you are going up against Farley Chavez Agustin. It is no secret that as another young person within the Tobago realm, that Farley is loved by Tobago, and people have that great level of respect for Farley. The question is, tell us this morning, why should people vote for Franca Cordner versus Farley Chavez Agustin? And you have to do that in about 30 seconds.
Well, of course, the issue is not that Farley is not a good person, actually. The issue is that Farley is a good teacher. And of course, I am here sitting, talking to you, a product of Farley Chavez Agustin from Speyside Secondary School. And people will tell you in my electoral district that Farley shines brighter as a teacher. And where you shine bright is where God has ordained you. When you look at Farley's track record of service in representation, it doesn't beat, and it's nowhere close to his record as a teacher.
All right. Well, viewers, that's about it we have for time. And Franca, there are some that will challenge you on that on the basis of saying that it was the same PNM administration that forced Farley out of teaching and the education itself. But we don't have much more time, viewers. We want to thank Franca most definitely for being able to join us within this interview. I think it's a good opportunity to say this has been Frank with Franca, and we look forward to Franca coming back again over the course of this campaign. And we want to wish her, like all other candidates, the very best in terms of going forward within this election as we move forward towards December 6th, 2021, the Tobago House of Assembly elections. And all the best even today as she proceeds to nomination dates. The Pembroke that you are going to be at, all right, in terms of Pembroke, to be able to submit her papers for nomination day. Viewers, this is the Tobago Updates morning show, and in the next segment, we will have Ria coming up with Janae Campbell, President of the Tobago Youth Council. We'll be right back. Remember, viewers, share the live, share the live, share the live.
Whoa! It's the Quartz Black Friday sale. With the best-selling brands, best deals, and best offers all month long. You don't want to miss your chance to save on wow deals. Save on smart TVs, major appliances, furniture, bedroom and dining, with lots more to choose from. Shop today with Quartz Ready Finance and pay nothing for 90 days. Don't miss this Black Friday sales event. Only at Quartz, bringing value home.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning,
Morning, morning,
good morning,
morning, morning. Viewers, welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show. And this morning we are getting the youth perspective on our program this morning. Miss Janae Campbell, she is the president of the Tobago Youth Council and also a political activist. So it's all about the THA elections 2021, a youth perspective. Good morning and welcome to you, Janae.
Good morning, it's a pleasure to be here, and good morning to the people of Tobago and Trinidad by extension.
That's right. And mind you, we're Caribbean now and we're international now.
Wow.
So
my apologies.
No
Good morning
problem.
to my Caribbean brethren.
That's right. Now, Janae, with the upcoming elections, let's talk a little bit about the youth perspective. You are the president. Of course, you will be meeting with groups around Tobago. Give us an idea of what young people are saying on the ground as it relates to the upcoming THA elections.
I think we have a really dreadful problem here in Tobago, and this problem speaks to the fact that many of our youth are displeased with our current state of affairs. Many of our youths are saying that they do not have the motivation to go out there and really vote, because in many instances they say that when we air our views, sometimes we are not given a listening ear, or even if sometimes the those in authority actually listen to us, they don't really take heed of the message, and they still do not act in accordance to what the youth want. Another issue that is affecting youth speaks to that of youth unemployment, which really has many of our youth disconsolate. And I think that, you know, then these political leaders really need to come hard in this next round to really ensure that they meet the needs of our youth populace, because at this present time, I spoke to someone just recently last night and they told me they're not even voting, and I mean, it's the first time they would be able to vote. And when I asked why they weren't going to vote, they were like, what's the point? Nothing is going to change. So I think our leaders have to show our youth now that they can be willing to bring out that change that the youth really want to see.
Okay. Now you said, I mean, that was one person that you spoke with who said that they were not planning on voting. But on the ground, I mean, are other persons excited about voting? Other young persons? Because, I mean, maybe for the last elections they were 17, and within the last few months they turned 18, and maybe they're excited. I mean, is there any type of excitement on the ground?
Yes,
about
it's twofold, and I think this is more seen along party lines. I have seen a lot of young persons stepping out into the politics, so I know with respect to the People's National Movement, they have a very active youth arm that is very eager about this election, and I know there are even PDP persons that are stepping out. I'm not aware if they have an established youth arm, but I can tell you there are a lot of other youth that are interested in voting and in this election, and some have even been saying that they so want to see change that they are going to make it their duty to vote. So I believe it's twofold, and in order for us to really know, I think that as TYC we would have to conduct some formal research, you know, whether a questionnaire or something like that, to actually get the figures to validate that argument. But I do believe that it's twofold. There are some that don't want to, and there are some that are very eager, like myself.
You are eager to vote.
I am very eager to vote.
What would you say propelled this? What is fueling your eagerness to vote? Is this going to be your first time?
No, it's actually going to be my second time. The first time I voted in this THA election would have been in January.
Okay.
So this is my second time. And I would say that I have an interest in politics from ever since. So I understand that this is my democratic right to vote, and I am cognizant of the fact that my vote can determine who leads me, and it can determine the future of this great land. And so I believe that it's imperative for us as youth to ensure that we exercise our democratic right, because we don't want to be in a position where we don't have this right. So now that we have it, we need to utilize it and maximize it.
All right. Now, we're coming back to some of the issues, but what do you say to young persons who say, look, whoever they put, I'm not casting a vote? What do you say? Because, I mean, I heard you spoke about your democratic right and the fact that, I mean, you can make a difference. But there are those out there who say, look, who they put, you know? I'm not voting, I'm not getting involved in this, that's them.
I would tell that young person that they really need to change that mindset. Trust me, you really need to have a say. How you vote is you having your say. I mean, there are times where the outcome isn't favorable and it isn't always how you would want it. So you might support this particular party or you might support this particular person. They may not win their seat, but at least still the onus is upon all of us as youth to ensure that we go out there and vote, because whoever leads us will determine how the future of Tobago, how do we advance. We don't want a situation where we elect persons into office. Well, let me say that you did not vote and then you allow the wrong persons to get into office, and then in the end, as we say in our local parlance, you're catching your tail. You wouldn't like a situation like that. So you have to ensure that you go out and vote, and you vote for good representation, and you make your voice heard. If you want change, you have to show that you want change by going out and vote. If you are pleased with the current administration, you have to show that you are pleased and go out and vote.
All right. Now, Jenny, as we're wrapping up here, what would you say to all of the candidates vying for this upcoming elections, whether PNM, PDP, IDA, independent? What would you say to them at this time?
I would say to them to always remember that we as a people big on our sense. And I think that in many times, especially on these political platforms, we hear a lot of blank promises with no explanation. Now, I believe that, well, we all know that education has been free up to recent, when, you know, they means tested gate. But the population is quite educated. So I believe that these politicians need to come more forthright, and they need to come from a point of evidence, and they need to come from a point of research. For example, we are just hearing plans and we're not hearing enough about the how. And when you're speaking to intelligent people, they will not be impressed by something like that. We need to hear what exactly, how do you intend to initiate these initiatives? How do you intend to bring forth these change? I heard some speaking about creation of jobs. 2000, I know the PDP said it and I know the PNM said it. Tell us how, because then to me that would sound unrealistic.
Particularly in these times.
Particularly in these times. So you can't, we need to elevate, you know,
the discussion,
elevate the discussion, because the population is quite intelligent. I don't want to hear the lame promises. I want to hear the I want us to be realistic.
The truth behind
I want
the
to hear the
promises.
truth, you know, the evidence. And of course, I would also like us to grow out of adversarial politics. I haven't seen much of this just yet, because we are early in the election season, I would say. But I still would like us to focus on the issues. In many instances, on both sides, we just hear character assassination. But we really need to place more emphasis on the issues that are affecting Tobago and offer the solutions on both ends.
Well, thank you so much, Janae Campbell. These guys really said, Julian said, Ria, don't go easy on Janae. She can handle it. She really can. Okay. So thank you so much for chatting with us. And you heard here, viewers, the voice of the youth. And I think those in authority, those in the position, those candidates need to stop and take heed. So we're going to take in fact, we got lots more coming up on the program this morning. Just before we go, we've got this day in history. So did you know that today, November 15th, in 1986, a Tobago star was born? According to Wikipedia, 36 years ago today, Hollywood actor and breakout star of the 2018 record-breaking blockbuster movie Black Panther was born today. Winston Duke, who played M'Baku in the Black Panther film and Avengers Infinity Wars, was born in Argyle, Tobago. He, along with his sister and mother, moved to the USA when the Tobago star was just about 9 years old. After receiving his bachelor's, he pursued his master's in fine arts at Yale, where he befriended Kenyan-Mexican Lupita Nyong'o. The two have co-starred in Black Panther, as well as Jordan Peele's surprise horror hit, Us. Duke played the role of both Gabe and Abraham opposite Lupita. Winston always takes the opportunity to represent his Tobago heritage. And we here at the Tobago Updates Morning Show would like to extend birthday greetings to Mr. Winston Duke. Happy birthday going out to you, Mr. Duke. All right, love from Argyle and all of Tobago. So we'll take a break. We continue to invite you to share the live, share the live, share the live. Lots more coming up on the program.
Whoa! It's the Quartz Black Friday sale. With the best-selling brands, best deals, and best offers all month long, you don't want to miss your chance to save on wow deals. Save on smart TVs, major appliances, furniture, bedroom and dining, with lots more to choose from. Shop today with Quartz Ready Finance and pay nothing for 90 days. Don't miss this Black Friday sales event. Only at Quartz, bringing value home.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax, we will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Whoa! It's the Quartz Black Friday sale. With the best-selling brands, best deals, and best offers all month long, you don't want to miss your chance to save on wow deals. Save on smart TVs, major appliances, furniture, bedroom and dining, with lots more to choose from. Shop today with Quartz Ready Finance and pay nothing for 90 days. Don't miss this Black Friday sales event. Only at Quartz, bringing value home.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax, we will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place, place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. Welcome back. This is the Tobago Updates Morning Show coming to you live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. We are into our final segment this morning, and we are chatting with Gail Lashley, our Tobago Updates correspondent, as we look towards the THA elections. Today is nomination day. Gail, we want to get the conversation going very quickly. Tell us what are the 4 sites people will be submitting, the candidates will be submitting nominations today.
All right, Julian, good morning Tobago, good morning Trinidad, and good morning to our viewers in the region. Now today is a very exciting day in the election campaign as all the prospective candidates are going to be going up to the various centers to file their take their nomination, their documents to ensure that they are vetted and passed by the returning officers. So this morning, the first prospective candidate that will kick off the process is Progressive Democratic Patriots leader Watson Duke, and he's supposed to be filing his papers at 9 a.m. at the Pembroke Community Center. He would be followed by the People's National Movement's Tracy Davidson Celestine at 10:30 at Tam Building, Glen Road. Then up next would be Dr. Denise Soyerford Angus, the leader of the Innovative Democratic Alliance, and she is expected at 11 a.m. at the Calder Hall Multipurpose Facility. And then we have Chief Secretary Ansel Dennis, PNM, Lambo Multipurpose Facility, 1 p.m. We also have 2 candidates who are going up, prospective candidates for their party. The only candidates for their party is Nicosi Phillips, Unity of the People, 1 p.m. Lambo Multipurpose Facility, and Ricardo Phillips of the Class Action Reform Movement, also Lambo Multipurpose Facility. We haven't yet gotten his time, but we should be speaking to him sometime soon this morning.
So just to confirm for us, Gail, will we have updates throughout the day in terms of at these 4 sites, the Pembroke Community Center, Codler Hall Community Center, Tam Building, Glen Road, and Lambo Community Center, in terms of the nomination process? And are most candidates expected to file their papers by about midday today, or is it spread throughout the day?
Okay, we would have updates, live updates, and we are encouraging viewers to stay tuned to Tobago Updates, as throughout the day we'll be bringing you live updates from each of these sites. And it's actually 5 sites. We have Lambo, the Lambo Multipurpose Facility, Pembroke Community Center, the Tam Building. There's actually 2 centers at Tam Building, right? So that's, and then we have the Calder Hall Multipurpose Facility. So we will be live today, and we are encouraging viewers, stay tuned for all the information here on Tobago Updates as the candidates go to file their nomination papers. And you know, today is a very exciting day where candidates try to outdo each other in terms of the way they approach the center with all the fanfare and drama.
So, okay, well, thank you so much there, Gail Lashley, our Tobago Updates correspondent. Well, viewers, we've got to leave it there. We trust that you have a really great day. Thank you for joining us today. Stay safe. Remember to wear your mask, sanitize, and socially distance.
All right. Bye, folks.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning.